Hi, brave souls. Welcome to Her Brave Story podcast, where we run live experiments. And this is a conversation that sparks courage, heals, and celebrates the brave in every woman. And I am Chrystal Dawn. Right now, you are joining me live in the Her Brave Story podcast studio, which is now my living room at the moment. And my son is actually here in the kitchen. And I have the cell phone here. I am doing two-part recording. I'm running the experiment. I'm trying it. And I'm here with you today. And I'm so grateful that you have tuned in. Thank you so much, Brave Soul. I am here because women's stories matter. That's right. Women's stories matter. And we matter. Our stories matter. And that's what Her Brave Story podcast is all about. I'm tuning in here with you live today from my living room because I'm running this experiment with the phone here, which I don't know if it's actually working or not, so that I can show you what it looks like to show up even when you are not ready, and to do it brilliantly and imperfectly, even from your living room. The truth is that this week's episode with an amazing woman, Kaulani Cole, and her experience as a shark attack survivor is still being edited. And I'm so grateful that it's being edited because there's new content to go in there. Sweet Pea, can you take that over there to do the blending? My son is making up his own food. That's something that happens here in our house. He makes his own food up, which is awesome. And he has free reign to do that. Now he's going into the living room to blend up the bananas and the mango. And I'm here in the living room. Back to the episode about Kai Cole. Kaulani Cole is a woman who survived a shark attack, and I'm editing her episode right now. So it's not complete. And I made a promise to myself to commit to giving you an episode every week on women's stories because, as we started with, women's stories matter. I'm just going to take a moment just to arrive here in this space, wherever you are today, coming into this moment with me where we're in the present moment together, where all of our possibilities are possible, and where there's unlimited potential. Here we are. And this episode today is really going to be about beginning in the mess, in the middle, and keeping going, even when there are things that don't go according to plan, and even when you have to do it from your kitchen or your living room, and to keep experimenting. I wanted to start by sharing a story with you that might help give you permission to do something for you as well. Because isn't it true that we all need permission at some point to just go ahead and do the thing, do the thing. And I got to tell you, I waited years, really. I waited years to start the podcast because I felt like I really needed things to be ready. And that wasn't the first time that it took me years to do things. Something that I've learned along the way is that the times, and I'm just going to keep going back and forth between the phone, which is right here, and me, which is right here, is that just starting is what matters. Sometimes just starting and having a commitment to keep going is actually the breakthrough that you're looking for, because the breakthrough, that moment that we think like it's going to be the breakthrough moment is now. The breakthrough moment is making the commitment to do it now, to go now. And this is something you've heard me talk about before, and it's actually really important to me because I have waited years to do certain things. And also because there are times when I just did it now. And I wanted to share an example of that with you. And look, I know you can hear all the sounds of the kitchen. My son has decided to get everything out of the freezer at the moment. And now he's closed it. It's okay. It's all closed. Thank you, darling boy. He's an amazing boy, and I'm so grateful. So grateful to you, darling. He's actually our first recording with this microphone that I got off of Facebook Marketplace was done with Kainoa and a friend of mine. And with Kainoa, we did a song called Hippopotamus Farts. So you might hear that song. Might hear that song sometime. And that's another example of just rolling with what is. This podcast is here to inspire you, really, to run your own experiments, to do something for yourself that you know is going to lift you up, that brings all your skills together, and also that would be something for other people. Because this podcast, Her Brave Story, is really about amplifying the voices of women rising, because women's stories matter, because our stories matter, because our story is one of the most powerful tools that we have to connect. My darling boy, are you going to keep blending that? We're going to just take 2 minutes here, because we've been on for 6 minutes and 48 seconds. This isn't going to be a long podcast. For those of you who've tuned in, I really appreciate you. I was going to try to put this on live on Facebook and Instagram and tell you, okay, here I am. I'm going live right now. But guess what? I just couldn't get that together, and that's okay too. Maybe another time you'll see me do, okay, I'm going to go live, and I'll send the link. I wanted to thank all the women who've come on to the podcast up until now. And this is a part of this ongoing story of becoming and sharing that we need to start and just keep going, because it's never going to be the perfect time. And I love how we had Katie Stevenson come on and talk about her book, Perfectly Imperfect, and saying, yeah, look, in particular to moms, but for all of us, it's never going to be perfect. So just give yourself some self-love, some compassion, and go with it. Just go with it. Okay, darling. Yeah, on this side. Oh, there's a cockroach in there. Oh my goodness. All right. Thank you, darling. And look, the reason why I'm not having my son on here right now is because this podcast is for adults, and this podcast is not made for children. However, I keep the content safe for children. So if moms are listening, your little ones are in the background, I really try to keep the language in a mature, kind way, and to find the right words for things. Because often when we use profanity or get upset, we're just really looking for other words, right? Yeah, that's okay. It's all right. The cockroach is now loose in the kitchen. Just for those of you who have a fear of cockroaches, it's out. I always knew that sharing a part of my personal life would be a part of this podcast, but I didn't know it would come so soon. My laundry is in the kitchen. I've actually just cleared this one space. You're like in the corner of the room. So you can't see the laundry that's piled up, that's been brought up, that's hanging out on the balcony outside. The pillow cubby that's been made, the arts and crafts we've been painting and crafting this morning. We've also been baking, so the kitchen counter is covered with stuff. I might be able to show you a peek here in a moment. Back to the imperfection of this moment of going with it, and of all the women who have come on Her Brave Story podcast. I wanted to take a moment here and I'm going to experiment with seeing if you can see. Right, I'm going to share my screen so you can see the episodes. Okay, ooh. Okay, we're going to go to YouTube and you're going to be able to see the episodes right now. Great. I love this. So you can see these are the episodes up until now. We have a really cool YouTube channel, and I wanted to take a moment here to show you this because we have short videos. I have short videos that are on here from the very beginning one, which if you haven't seen it, let's watch it now. Welcome to Her Brave Story podcast, a space for conversations that spark courage, heal, and celebrate the brave in every woman. And back onto all the other shorts here that we're working on. But these episodes here, you can go straight down to the podcast. And the podcast here, just click on it and you'll be able to see play all. Oops. Is a space. Play all. So you'll be able to see, oops. Spark courage, heal, and celebrate the brave. And there we go. We are seeing, yes, the full podcast list, which you'll be able to see right here. I'm not sure if this has stayed on. We're going to see here. If you can see. Ooh. All right. Okay, that was closed down. I can see that. The picture mode here is still up. Okay, great. I see it. You're seeing my thing. This is just so you know. So if you are interested in starting your own podcast, I am using Riverside. I'm using Riverside FM to go live right now. I'm using it, and I'm also testing my desktop options here so that you can see this is how I do it. This is how I'm using the program and the platform all at once. And I also use notes as well. So the power of this, we're going to end the screen sharing now. Okay, honey, come on the other side. Thank you, my darling boy. We're almost done. Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to get off of that. Now, oh, stop the screen sharing. Stop sharing. Great. Now I'm back. So I just hit stop sharing. For those of you who are interested in podcasting, send me a message. How did you do that? That's how I did it. Other people are way more advanced. You might want to follow them for podcast tips, but I'm learning every time and I'm running experiments every time. Some of the experiments that I've done, I've gone live. Today I've gone live and I'm going live from my living room with the cell phone and my computer, my laptop. I'm also trying to share my screen. I have, excuse me, other experiments that I have run are going live with other people. I have run experiments by sharing things, by editing. Some of the podcasts you will see on YouTube, they have been heavily edited in terms of there's extra material in there so you can see it. If you don't know, I was an editor in a past life. I worked on film and documentary, something I really enjoyed and loved. I am using Riverside FM to do all of my editing at the moment. I will probably move back into another program to edit, and these are really kind of like more techie things. But I hope that this podcast can also be for entrepreneurs, for women who are starting new things and who might want to run your own podcast show or might want to do something like this. Then this is absolutely for you. All right. And today I wanted to talk to you about this idea of starting anyway, that there's a freedom that comes from dropping perfection and just beginning, that consistency also doesn't mean perfection. Like me showing up today, I actually didn't do an episode one week that I really wanted to do an episode and it just didn't work out. It was after Mother's Day. Yes, my darling, you can have a look. Kainoa loves going in the studio when I'm not there and having a look at all the techie stuff. He's so sweet. I love him. And to all of you who are mothering right now and listening to this, and you're probably like, how is she even doing it? How is he even? My son is amazing. He's almost 7. He and I have spent so much time one-on-one together. And there's things that we have agreements on, like my practice in the morning with yoga and meditation. That's something Kainoa is accustomed to now. And so it's working into these things. And obviously there's timing, right? Like we've spent time together doing arts and crafts and baking and stuff before I came on here. It's not the first thing I did in the morning. So planning, having some kind of rhythm and schedule, some way of understanding your own child's needs and then working within that. So you can still have them there and still be practicing whatever it is you're going to do to get better. And the consistency of showing up exercises that muscle of confidence for us. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, it can be like this. And I really actually want to turn this thing around for in a minute and show you like what chaos is here. And that I can still keep that commitment to myself and to you and let it just be how it is. I feel like I kind of repeated that. And I apologize if I repeat stuff sometimes. It is a lot. Looking at the camera, looking at the light beeping, looking at all this stuff and really wanting to connect and be real. And I know some people who run podcasts have producers and they sit in these chairs and there's microphones and you're just like getting a buzz. Somebody's telling you what to do. And anyone who's running their own podcast from their living room doesn't have that. That's how it is. And isn't that cool as well? Because you're just getting this real raw connection and a little peek into someone else's life. It's a little bit like reality TV happening right now. Honestly, the phone, I don't even know if it's working. I kind of want to turn it around though so it can see the wildness of what's happening in the kitchen. All right, I have some notes, okay? So if you're waiting for the right time, what if this is it? What if this is the right time? Back in November, when I said, I'm going to do the podcast, I was actually going through a super chaotic time in my life where things were not easy. And I realized things were actually probably not going to get any easier, honestly. And that I had wanted to do this for so long. So I just had to begin. So what I'm saying is that what's the one thing you've been putting off until you felt ready? What's the one thing you've been putting off until you felt ready or had more energy or more clarity? What is it? I offer you that question and give you permission to take the time to answer it, because isn't it true that there is something that we've all been waiting for the right time to do? And that it is actually, oh my gosh, I just saw the cockroach crawling. Oh, 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 oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Coming back to this, right? The cockroach is approaching. The end of the world is coming. The finality of everything, right? We don't know. And yet we can still begin. And I love in this last interview that I did actually with a guest upcoming, she said, one of the things is I just want to do it. I don't want to wait and question if. And Vicky Schaefer in her rocking chair method, if you go back and listen to Vicky Schaefer's episode, the woman who left her job at 60 and started a mindfulness movement, she talks about her rocking chair method. If she is torn between a decision and she sits there and she says, look, when I'm in my rocking chair, am I going to regret having not done this? Or am I going to regret having done it? And more often than not, she says, I'm going to regret having not done it. So let's go. Let's go. And I share that with you because I want to encourage anyone who is sitting on the fence right now about beginning. And that the beginning is the becoming. Like we are becoming as we're beginning, as we're trying, as we're striving, as we're stretching. And I love that about my clients too. The people that I get to work with, the people that I get to mentor, they're just going for it, just getting out there and trying it and having that support of someone to say, hey, you got this. You know what? Just keep stepping out. You're going to find a way. And a recent guest, actually, Taminga Connell, who will be on soon, you'll get to meet her. She said, one of the things that I kept doing was I kept stepping out and just kept stepping out and stepping out. We're going to be met with resistance the whole way, probably. We got to get used to it. This is how we build resilience. And what I hope is that me showing up here the way that I'm showing up is a reflection for you, back to you, to see the greatness in yourself. Because there are times when I have hit the floor. I got a message from one of our guests who's a personal friend, Bia Figueredo. I want to send some love out to you, sis. And she sent me a message after watching her episode 2, from the Arctic to the Amazon to the Arctic. She spent 4 years on Sea Shepherd. And she said, I remember a time when you were going through probably the hardest time of your life up until that moment. And look at you now. You're smiling, your partner's playing with your son, all these things are happening, and you're putting yourself out there. And it was really a beautiful moment for me to come full circle too and say, yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, I hit the floor. Yeah, I went through the fire more than once, as I'm sure so many of you listening have. The fires are coming. If you haven't been through one yet, don't worry. It's it's coming. And for those of you who have been through many, I see you and I feel you. And I am so excited for the gifts that you are able to give now, because you're on the other side of them and you're coming through them. Keep focusing on you, what you can do in this moment. How can you show up? In the episode where I talk about the caravan, I said, once I start getting in the caravan and going out, I realized I asked myself, I said, who could I become? It really made me expand past the limitations of what was right in front of me. And this isn't about the hustle, right? It's not about the hustle. It's about giving yourself permission. Permission to begin before it's perfect. Permission to begin before it's perfect. And if this message resonates with you, the permission to begin before it's perfect, permission to be present in your life the way that you are right now, there's one thing else that we need, and it's community, it's connection. And so many of us are isolated in our homes and want that. And maybe you have work, maybe you have small children, maybe you have a chronic illness, or you have another reason you're caring for a parent, or you are working in a situation where you're not able to get out and join a community right now. Then I want to offer you the opportunity to join Her Brave Circle, which is a community of women who are going to come together. This is my vision, to come together. We're going to gather, and it's a free space at the moment for women navigating transitions, who are reinventing their story and simply craving a pause to reflect. This is my new baby, and we're going to be pondering together one brave question, because I believe that one brave question can change everything when we give ourselves permission to answer it honestly. I'm going to drop the link underneath this episode. I'm also going to put it in the Facebook and the Instagram page for Her Brave Circle. The first meeting is happening tomorrow. That's June 2nd. It's going to be happening on Zoom. And we have a private Facebook group to meet. I would absolutely love to see you there to go deeper. There's no pressure. You don't actually have to join or answer anything. You can just come and hang out and be in the space. It's a safe space. It's not going to be recorded. It's just going to be there for women to connect. And if you haven't been a part of a women's circle before, I'll just give you a brief understanding of it. It's where we come together with a commitment to share from a safe space and to be honest and to just listen to one another and be seen and be heard without any fixing. So it's not about fixing, and it's not about coaching, and it's not about lessons, kind of like this podcast. It's like what you can take away from it. Instead of extrapolating the lessons, we just share, and then you take the message for yourself. Because isn't it true that so much of what we're doing right now is not meaningful for us, that we're craving connection on a deep, deep level, and a connection to just be and to sit and to feel, to live into and to lean into the uncomfortable places of ourselves and to the quiet spaces, and to hear other women's stories and how they're reflecting is so powerful, without the need to tell them, hey, it's okay, or I've got you. Is just to actually let it move through us, whatever it is. And I can tell you this, it's extremely powerful to be in the presence of other women, to be seen and to be heard, and to give yourself permission to reconnect. And I'm so excited because it's a part of the women-centered work that I do. And it's a part of being a woman that I enjoy, and all the women's circles I've been a part of in my life. And it's a way to give back as well. So for the month of June, it's completely free. I'd love to see you there, Her Brave Circle. There'll also be journaling, reflections, and some sisterhood and support in the Facebook group. So when you join, when you book, there's limited spaces as well. I had to do a limited spaces because it's an intimate setting. And we really want everyone to have a chance to share and everyone to have a chance to connect. So you can go over there and book that in. If you miss June, don't worry. There's going to be others. Head to the Facebook, head to herbravestorypodcast.com, where you're going to find the links to Her Brave Circle. You'll also find community links for Her Brave Community. It's a free Facebook group on Facebook. If you're there, I'd love to see you there, where we can go deeper. You can ask questions, and people from Her Brave community, Her Brave Story community, are welcome to ask questions that come on the podcast, as well as put your hand up for different things, for opportunities that come through just for our community. I'd love to see you there and connect with you there. I'd love to hear from you too. If you have been in these, there we go. If you have been in this listening in, what's really lit you up? What are you really enjoying right now in your life? What's bringing you joy? What's one thing that you really want to do but haven't done yet, that haven't begun? Could you give yourself permission to do that? Or could you take my permission to do it now, or just go for it, or jump in? Something I used to say to myself all the time and had up on the wall was, you've got this. It still repeats in my mind. You've got this. Like, because you've got this, let's go. Let's go. And this experiment here that you're a part of, Her Brave Story podcast and Her Brave Story community, it's really a part of brave experiments for women, because I do believe that every woman is brave and has not only a brave story, but has oceans of courage in her. And sometimes all we need is those Me Too moments. I thrive on Me Too moments because it's permission to go ahead. It's permission to be broken, to be joyful, to be wild and crazy, to have big dreams. Right? It's permission to be seen in the mess that you're in the becoming, in the mothering, in the lifing, in the marathon that we all are in on this planet right now, in these earth suits. And I'm just checking my notes here because I really want to help normalize being human, the human experiment, the human experience that we're having. And this week, someone who I know passed away, and he's somebody who is in the public space, and a lot of people know who he is. And it actually helped me reflect, not only in the first times I've met this person and how generous they were in my life, and what a wonderful person they are, and how everybody's going to miss them, and what a gift it was to know this person. And I also started to reflect on two things. One, what do I want people to remember about me as a person? How I made them feel? What matters most at the end of the day is how we make people feel. And if we're kind and loving, and we showed up, and we were consistent and respectful, and all those things, right? And my time limit is up almost. Okay, so how do I want to be remembered? So how do I be that person that people will, that I feel good about ultimately? How do I live into that? And two, what do I want to do right now that I'm not doing? And that's the question that I offered you and gave you permission to ask yourself today, because I think it's a powerful question. And honestly, this was one of those things. Well, I really wanted to do the episode. It's honestly got to the end of the day where I thought it was not gonna happen. And I just had to go. And I hope you have a go in something that you really want to do. I don't even know if the phone is working. I mean, I've been holding the microphone, right? So you're not behind, okay? You're not behind. Where you are is the perfect starting space. Even deciding today that you're going to take one small step towards that thing that you know in your heart you really want to do. One small step is leading you in that direction. I wrote down, before I ever wanted to do this podcast, I wrote it down. That's a small step. Saying I want to do the podcast, admitting to myself was a step. And maybe that's your step today, admitting, okay, you know what? The truth is, I really want to do X. Boom. That's a step. And then take another small step. Another small step. Maybe tell someone. All right? Maybe put it up on your wall. Maybe give yourself a date and a time. And maybe, like this, do it messy. So if you are in the middle of something, keep going. If you got something to start, keep going. This is your one beautiful life, brave soul. And you can choose. You can choose in this moment what you're going to decide, what your next step is. And for so many women out there and so many people who don't have choices, because if you're listening to it, I'm going to bet that you have choices that you're not exercising right now. And we know that there's so many people who don't have that privilege, that opportunity, that basic human right. Let's do it for them. If we can do it for ourselves, let's do it for the women who have no other choice. And let's do it for our children. And let's do it for our planet. Let's make it great. Let's make today great. Let's make this moment great. Somebody said something to me once, and I love it. It was a message I sent to them, and they just simply sent a message back saying, be great. So I'm going to leave that with you today, brave soul. To be great. I know that's great. His beautiful creation, cacao and soy milk and banana and mango and whatever else he's put in is great. Make your story great, brave soul. Head over to herbravestorypodcast.com for the show notes. This show notes, you'll have Her Brave Circle link there. I'm going to get that up as soon as I can. Hopefully tonight. I'll put a basic one up tonight. If you're listening in here today, thank you so much for being here. To all of our community and listeners, thank you. You are worth it. Anything is possible when we believe. Until I see you next time, I'm going to be waiting here with a smile and your dose of Her Brave Story, because women's stories matter, next time you hit play. Until then, thrive on, brave soul. Brave. Oh. And that, my friends, is the end.